That's me, and that's a 47 Knucklehead in the back of me, original paint, number 6007. Now, we're going to discuss World War II, which has affected us ever since. And it's very, very important, so I've come to learn, exactly what happened in World War II to understand exactly what happened in the post-war years of Harley Davidson. So we have here a few little original paint bikes. Again, our 47, number 6007. This bike is very pristine. I'm sure there's nicer ones out there, but hard to find in this shape. And you'll notice it has metal running boards, number 6007. Now, this is an early 47 here. Went over this the other day. And this one here, again, is number 3873. It has rubber floorboards, but we don't know for sure, but that is what this bike came with. They could have been put on at any time. And we have a higher numbered one here, another 47, Mr. Bell. And again, there's our motor. And this here is number 10,294. And we have over here a 46 Knucklehead. And this bike here is number 2808. Now, the legend begins, which has its information, put out by Harley Davidson, has its information from the president of AMF, 1978. Told his secretary, get me the production numbers. And they didn't cross-reference or cross-check it, but they say in that book, when you add it up, that approximately 6,900 46 Knuckleheads were made. And approximately, well, they don't use the word approximately, I am, 11,900 and change 47 Knuckleheads were made. Well, the rumor I had, which was just a rumor, was that 12,046 were made. Well, obviously, when we're going through these invoices we have, the rumor I had is incorrect. The rumor I had was 14,047 were made. Well, the rumor I had was obviously incorrect. All the invoice information I have leads me to believe that within either perfect or within a very close few, Harley Davidson's information in the legend begins is correct. So, before we go through all these invoices here and put them up, this whole stack here is 46. This whole stack here is 47. This whole stack here is 43 and 45. I have no 44 actual invoices, but I do have a letter which does document some 44s being made. So, before we go through all of that, we have to discuss history. So this is what we're going to do right now. We have some information on the computer. We know December 7th, 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. Here we have the United States Declaration of War upon Japan, December 8th, 1941. And then, on the 11th of December, 1941, we declared war on Germany. And again, December 11th, 1941, we declared war on Italy. Now, what's important about this, as you saw in the invoices, in December and January, they're still making 1942s. And this is why. The War Production Board WPB, which you're going to see that in the invoices, was an agency of the United States government that supervised war production during World War II. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt established it on January 16th, 1942 with Executive Order 9024. Well, Obama's in a lot of trouble today with all his executive orders, blah, 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 but they've been using executive orders all the way back, guys. And here it is right here. With the executive order, he went right past Congress and established the War Production Board. The WPB replaced the Supply Priorities and Allocation Board in the Office of Production Management. The WPB directed conversion of industries from peacetime work to war needs. I'm reading this right off Wikipedia. Allocated scarce materials, established priorities on distribution of materials and services, and prohibited non-essential production, and rationed such commodities as gasoline, heating oil, metals, rubber, paper, and plastics. It was dissolved shortly after the defeat of Japan in 1945 and was replaced by the Civilian Production Administration in late 1945. 1942 through 45, WPB supervised the production of $183 billion worth of weapons and supplies, about 40% of the world output of munitions. Britain, the USSR, and other allies produced an additional 30%, while Axis produced only 30%. 1/4 of the U.S. output was warplanes, 1/4 was warships. Meanwhile, the civilian standard of living was about level. Now here we have the thing on Harry S. Truman. Executive Order 9638, a little dyslexia there, creating the Civilian Production Administration and terminating the War Production Board. All functions and powers of the War Production Board established by Executive Order number 9024 of January 16, 1942, and all agencies, officers other than the chairman and other members of the War Production Board, employees, records, property, and funds of the board are transferred to a Civilian Production Administration, which is hereby established in the Office for Emergency Management of the Executive Office of the President. The War Production Board is hereby terminated. This is dated October 4th, 1945. Now, what we have here is a little bit more on there, and you can look this up on the Oklahoma State Education here if you want to look it up. Not boring everybody. War Production Board. And here is a mindeyesociety.org and U.S. Requiem Chronicle History, World War II and Aftermath, 1940 to 49. If you want to do some reading of exactly what happened with World War II. Not boring everybody with a stupid long video. If you want to look it up, it's all there. Do some research. Important is this. In the world of Harley Davidson, prior to the war, all the way up through until civilian production stopped, we got custom paints everywhere. Wow, do we have custom paints. You want it, we build it. Your bike's done in 2 or 3 weeks. We got all kinds of custom paints right here. Original paints. We've shown you, we proved it to you. End of argument. And the guys said, well, what about 46s and 7s? Okay, well, we're going to get to that. We're going to go through all these invoices, every one, and post them. And we're going to come back and talk about it. Hopefully, I'll still have these knuckleheads line up, and I may not. So we're going to talk about some of this right now, just in case I don't. What I have seen is Harley paint on custom bikes. It's Harley Davidson paint, custom painted bike, but that don't make it apply to Harley Davidson. What was very apparent as I go through these invoices, and you'll see it, Harley Davidson in the 46 has stamped the requisition of the order, acknowledgement order form, and it is said quite clearly, I'll see if I can dig one out real fast. Here we go, here's some Mid-EL, let's see if we get lucky. Let's dig it right out. Okay, I don't have it on this one, but what you'll see is, this is real interesting. Front chain, back ordered. This knucklehead was sent out without a primary chain. Here's your bike, can't start it, can't ride it. Don't know what to tell you. And the early 46 invoices, you're going to see a little stamp right here that says, we don't know when we're going to get more materials. We can't guarantee you the color. We can't guarantee you the parts on the bike. We can't guarantee you nothing, but we'll get to it when the bike is ready to be released for building, and we'll let you know. Basically what it says. So this here, number 4669, so this is the 3669th one off the ground. It didn't ship till April 15th, 1946. Well, they entered it into production in January 28th. That's when it was entered into production. It's a red one. And it took them January, so it's February, March, April, almost 3 months to build it. What had been a 2 to 3 week build prior to the war. This is because of lack of materials, and we're getting so many orders. Combination of the two. And what you're going to see is there was no custom paint in 46 and 47. Not from Harley, not unless maybe you knew somebody and they did it just for you. But if you're just a regular guy, you got red, you got blue, you got green, you got your standard color, and be lucky you got a bike, and we can't even guarantee you the color. There was no custom paint. Lots of custom paint pre-war, so I was right. I proved it. I was also wrong, because post-war, there wasn't. At least not during the knucklehead era. And it's going to get better. Because, as I showed you, new production on 46s didn't start till somewhere in October of 45. They were late because of the war. But that didn't happen in 47. So we got an anomaly. The anomaly is this. We've got 6,900 units being made. I know where 6,900 and something is, and it's got a bull neck frame. I know where 5,500 is and something, and it's got an early frame and an inline springer. By early frame, we're going to take a look at this. Front it. This frame here, this is an early 46 frame. It does not have the bull neck. Bingo. It's got an inline springer. It has a weld down there. Okay? By bull neck frame, again, we have this here. Okay? This is an early 47. So, as we all know, some of the 46s, the higher number of 46s, had a bull neck frame with an offset springer. This, until I can prove otherwise, is my theory. I'm going to show you. I've got a whole bunch of these in sequence right here. This is the last one. This is the highest invoice I have for 46. Date shipped July 22nd, 1946. 6801. Well, obviously, it was a cop bike and all that, so we don't know what frame it came with. But I know where 5,500 and change is, original paint, and it's got the early frame and the early fork. Okay, well, 6801 is only 5,800 off the line, so they still made another 1,100 bikes. They didn't make no 1,100 bikes by the end of August. You see? They didn't make it. So in September, and possibly into October, they were making 46 knuckleheads. So right now, what it appears to be is your late 46 is a 46 knucklehead. Okay, they still had it, or they ordered it in 46. We want a 46 knucklehead. We want that tank. We want that dash. We want that style. It was ordered in 46, so they got it in 46, but it was built in the 47 year. And so it came with a 47 bull neck frame and a 47 front end. And we just showed you right there, I'm going to pull out another invoice, why we got narrow strap fenders and why we got wide strap fenders in 46 and 47, because they didn't have the material. You're lucky you got a bike. That one bike I just showed you came without a front primary chain. Couldn't even start it. They shipped it. Well, close enough. We'll send it down the road. So we're going to whip out a couple other little invoices here. See if we can get a nice early one. Let's get our first knucklehead. LE, 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 LE. Here we go. This is the first knuckle invoice I have. Pull it out. See what we see here. Check it out. Another front chain back ordered. Couldn't even start the bike, but we're going to send it. It doesn't have what I'm looking for. But you'll see it as we go through other invoices. Maybe one of these WLs has it. Nope, doesn't have it there. But you'll see it as we go through. Some of them are stamped. We can't even guarantee you the color. Can't even guarantee you the color. Now, we're going to go to 47 here. This is our highest 47. And we're going to go to our earliest 47 that we have. Okay, 47 EL 1463. Let's pull this out. EL 1463. It was shipped October 8th. So they made 463 bikes. They were making them in September, guys. You follow me? They were making 47 knuckleheads in September. So, and we just showed you, they had been making 46 knuckleheads in September. They didn't make no 1,100 bikes in that period of time. Didn't happen. They were only making about 400 and some knuckleheads a month. That's it. And you'll see as you line up the invoices and shipping dates, as I line it all up, put all these invoices out there, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to put every one of these on the YouTube. And that's a lot of invoices, a lot of work. But if you really want to know history, you'll take the time and watch these videos. So this here is 47E 12195. Now this is important because according to Harley Davidson, Legend Begins, my invoices and Harley Davidson's Legend Begins, the numbers are matching up really, really good. Okay, so they're pretty accurate. So we're going to assume that they were pretty accurate. This is 12195. I know where 12,542 is because I used to own the bike. And according to Harley Davidson's production numbers, the Legend Begins, they made 12,900 and something. Well, this is 12,195, and it was shipped September 8th, 1947. Shipped. And they got this order April 15th, 1947. Now what that means is for the first few months, they were still making knuckleheads concurrent with panheads. Because they still had knucklehead orders to be made. Still had to make them. We ordered it. We want our knucklehead. We don't want that panhead. We want our knucklehead. So they were still making knuckleheads through the first few months of panhead production. They made a ton of panheads. You'll see when we get to those invoices. They made a ton of panheads. They made more 48 panheads. They made 47 knuckleheads. We got the invoices. So we'll get to that. But this is important. I had no idea, not a clue in the world, that 46 and 47 knuckleheads were made concurrently together at the same time, and 47 and 48 was made concurrently at the same time. Nobody knew. I've never heard that before. Oh my God, it's right here in the invoices. Look at that date. Holy shit. Who'd have thought that they would have made a 46 and a 47 knucklehead at the same time. It's a different body style. That guy didn't want a 47 knucklehead. He wanted his 46. I want them tanks. I want that dash. And I ordered it in 46. Where's my bike? Now, as we go through these invoices, this was an anomaly to me. And now I understand it. If you looked at Mr. Bill, and this is why I'm making this video right now. If you looked at Mr. Bill and the owner, William, Mr. Bill himself, he says, well, the old guy, he retired and he bought that bike brand new, which means Mr. Bill was a kid. And him and his buddies knew the guy. His buddy bought it from the guy. He got sick and died after a year of retirement. Had 1,000 miles on it. And he got it from him in '61. And he says, all I did to this thing is I rode it, I never washed it, and I put them turn signals on because Michigan made me. Well, this here is the Chicago Motorcycle Supply Spotlight bar. Okay? And this here is our factory chrome exhaust with an aftermarket muffler. What the hell are those two things doing on this bike that's never been touched? Well, in the invoices you'll see, there's months that went by with Harley Davidson being out of stock of spotlight brackets. Months and months. No spotlight brackets, back ordered. So they got sent a bike with a set of spotlights on the side and no spotlight bracket. That's how that bar got there. And it probably got sent out with no muffler. That's how that muffler got there. Makes a lot more sense than the dealer spending money just to swap it over just because some old retiree guy, he just wanted a bike to ride. He didn't swap it out. Think about it. He got it that way. That's how the dealer sold it to him. The dealer says, oh, well, there's one there. The dealer had to stick something on because he didn't get one from Harley. They were out of stock. And that would explain why so many of these bikes don't have the factory muffler. It wasn't just that they were junk and they burned out. A lot of them probably didn't show up with a stupid-ass muffler on it to begin with. Send it out I just showed you two invoices. They sent out bikes without a primary chain. Where do you see the rest of the invoices we got? This is back. That's back. Don't have this. Don't have that. Oh, be happy with what you get and what color you get. So unless you had an in Harley, you didn't get a custom paint post-war. Not until later. Certainly not 46 and 47. You got red, blue, green, silver, whatever the standard colors were, that's all you got. So that explains this bike here. This 46, guy I got it from, and I had heard about this bike back in the day because it came out of Louisville, Kentucky, right about the same period of time. Yeah, red and cream, original owner bike. The guy got it for $4 grand. Oh my God, everybody's all upset. And all of a sudden, I get the guy, this bike, and the guy says, yeah, man, I got it from the original owner, 20 years ago. That's what he told me. He bought it new, and I paid $4 grand for it. Well, chances are it's the same bike that I heard about. But here we got Harley paint, custom paint, not applied at Harley Davidson. Okay. We got a front fender that had been wrecked and carefully dinged out from the inside and leaded over. Okay. That was done way back in the day to where the front fender and the tanks and rear fender appear to have been applied at the same time. Well, that long ago, it could have been applied 6 months different, 2 years different, 5 years different. It would all look at the same age. So this is what I think happened to this bike. You couldn't get custom paint. So the dealers had to custom paint stuff. Well, people still wanted their custom paint. So the dealer ripped it back apart, custom painted it for the guy. He probably didn't get his red color. This is an early 46, so he probably didn't get the red color he wanted. It's like, what's with this blue bike? Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's what he sent me. Well, what's up? Hey, man, I want my... And the dealer ripped it apart, custom painted his tanks and fenders, and sent him down the road and made him happy. There's a whole lot of 46 and 7s that are custom paint from the era. And that would explain every one of them. How did all these factory paint jobs, this custom paint, get on these bikes that ain't factory paint? Because Harley didn't custom paint them. And the dealers supplied the demand. Hell, my buddy Matt McManus has got one. Custom era, custom paint. So there you go. That would explain the bullneck frame on the late 46s, because it's not. It's a 47 frame. It's a 47 fork. But they were still making 46s and 47. So they slapped that 46 number on it. They slapped those tanks on it. What the guy wanted, what he ordered, and sent it down the road. There you have it. The invoices confirm it. I had no idea. And I'm going to put all these invoices up, and you guys make your own decision. But until somebody proves that wrong, which I don't think they're going to be able to, this is what happened. So if I get any other information that will correct that or add to that, I will certainly put it on the YouTube. But I have no idea if 6 months from now I'll still have these knuckleheads or not. So while I have it, while I have them right in front of me, I'm making this video. So here they are. We've got 3 47s lined up, original paint, and an Era custom paint 46. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be making lots of more videos on the war bikes and the 46 and 47 years. Get through the knuckleheads as fast as possible. It'll probably take me close to a month to get it up. I won't be at Wausau. I'll miss you all. My buddy Jay says he's going to make us a Wausau video, so at least we get to see what happened. And I'll put that on the tube. And much love to you, Jay, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.